Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the news podcast on TayNinhTV with some last events in our private as well as nationwide. And here are our stories today. Ladies and gentlemen, on the morning of July the 19th, the Party Committee of the Army Division 5 held the opening section of the 13th Conference of the Party Committee of Division, term of 2025 to 2030, the official sections. The conference took place from July the 19th to July the 20th.
Major General Lee Seung-tae, Deputy Secretary of the Party Committee, Commander of Military Region 7, attended and directed the conference. Attending the conference, there were Colonel TayNinhTV, Deputy Director of Political Affairs of the Military Region, Colonel Lê Chi-dũng, Deputy Director of Logistics Engineering of the Military Region. According to the report at the conference, during the 2020 to 2025 term, the Party Committee of the Division has well implemented the breakthroughs and political tasks assigned by the Military Region during the term. And during the COVID-19 pandemic outbreak, more than 4,000 officers and soldiers from the division did not hesitate to face their days and hardships together with the people of the localities to fight against the pandemic, and were awarded the second-class Fatherland Protection Medal by the President. And since the beginning of the term, the number of officers who have fulfilled their duties and responsibility well has reached over 97%, an increase of more than 7%, and mass mobilization and propaganda work has been proactively and particularly effective. Organizing 10 field strips combined with the mass mobilization work in 38 communes of 9 districts and towns with the participation of more than 7,000 officers and soldiers. At the conference, the delegates discussed and contributed to the political report and review report of the Party Executive Committee of the Division for the 2020 and 2025 term. Speaking at the conference, Major General Lee Seung-tae, Deputy Secretary of the Party Committee and Commander of Military Region 7, commended the achievements that the Division 5 had achieved in the past term. At the same time, he also believes that in the coming term, the Party Committee of Division 5 will lead the unit to continue promoting the tradition of excellently complex and assigned tasks, contributing to the successful implementation of the military region's tasks. The conference also announced the results of the election of the Party Committee of the Division for the term of 2025 to 2030.
According to the reports from the Member of Investment Projects for Construction of the Agriculture and Rural Development sector of TayNinhTV province, the progress of public investment disbursement in 2025 is currently low compared to the site plan. Specifically, the board's total planned capital in 2025 is more than 194 billion Vietnam dong. However, as of July 16, the disbursement value has only reached more than 34 billion Vietnam dong, equivalent to 17.64% of the plan. Particularly for the central budget capital to implement two projects, the total plan in 2025 is 157 billion Vietnam dong, of which nearly 50 billion Vietnam dong has been disbursed, reaching a rate of 31.78%. The main reason for the slow disbursement is that some projects are in the process of completing the site documents, selecting contractors, or facing difficulties in site clearance. In the coming time, the Agricultural Project Management Board will continue to coordinate with the relevant departments and branches to remove obstacles, speed up the progress of investment procedures to ensure the disbursement rate meets the site target, contributing to promoting agricultural development and new rural construction in the province.
And after the merger, the scale of industrial parks in TayNinhTV province has been significantly expanded with a total planned area of more than 13,900 hectares.
In addition, the province also has 4 industrial parks within an area of about 2,290 hectares that are qualified to receive business for operation. In addition, there are 14 other industrial parks that are implementing the site clearance and infrastructure construction, with a land fund of more than 3,707 hectares. In the context of locality expanding its administrative scale, the government is actively completing infrastructure and accelerating the construction of industrial parks, and thereby creating a clean land fund and an attractive investment environment that attract domestic and also foreign capital flows.
The 51-kilometer Ho Chi Minh City-Mộc-Bài Expressway project is expected to start construction on the occasion of the 80th National Day anniversary, September 2nd, 1945, September 2nd, 2025, with the first package being mine clearance and technical infrastructure relocation. The Ho Chi Minh City-Mộc-Bài Expressway project, Phase 1, under the Public-Private Partnership BOT contract method, was approved by the Prime Minister on August 2, 2024, with a total investment of 19,617 billion Vietnam dong. The entire route is 51 km long, of which 24.7 km passes through Ho Chi Minh City and Tây Ninh, is 26.3 km. Phase 1, the project investing for standard lanes and two continuous emergency lanes, with the starting port connecting Ho Chi Minh City Ring Road 3 and the end port strengthening National Highway 22 Tây Ninh Province. This is an important national project. When completed, it will synchronously exploit the belt routes with large capacity and high speed on the Ho Chi Minh City Tây Ninh transport corridor, developing the industrial chain Mộc-Bài urban area Ho Chi Minh City Cái Mép Thị Vải Port associated with the Trans-Asia Economic Corridor.
And ladies and gentlemen, in recent days in Tây Ninh World, Tây Ninh Province, the people have changed their size and their home addresses according to the policy of updating the new administrative units of the local government.
In Hamlet 2 of TayNinhTV World, implementing the policy of the World People's Committee, the Management Board of the Hamlet 2 has planned to mobilize the people to participate in responding to changing their home addresses according to the new administrative unit. Going to every alley, knocking on every door. After only 2 days of mobilization, the policy received consensus and high response from the people in the area. To carry out the work of guiding a change of arrests in the area, the Hamlet organized a meeting of the Executive Committee of the Hamlet Party Cell to call on the party members to change their house arrest size to set an example for the people, and at the same time, the World Management Board and the Cell Managed Presidential Groups together propagated the policy to the people, and at the same time, the World allowed the people to register new arrest sites and then install new arrest sites for the people. And the World set the model according to the local regulations with a uniform size, font, and color to increase the urban aesthetic beauty of the hamlet rules in the area. The new signboard and the new address were updated according to the new administrative units, contributing to spreading the consensus and respond to the policies in the community and residential areas. The quarter chief encouraged me to change my home address to the new administrative unit, so I proactively changed it according to the policy of the local government. I think this change is very reasonable. Following the policy after merging administrative units, I proactively changed the restaurant signboard so that the customer can easily find my restaurant. I hope everyone will actively respond like that. In addition to mobilizing the people to respond to the policy of updating administrative unit information, the TayNinhTV World People's Committee also directed departments, branches, and units in the world and grassroots administrative units in transit neighborhoods in the area to change the size, addresses, welcome gates, etc. Implementing Resolution number 1682 of the National Assembly Standing Committee on the arrangement of administrative units, TayNinhTV World authorities proactively carry out the propaganda and implementation work on changing administrative units for the people in the area to create conditions for the people and businesses to proactively change the sites and home addresses from TayNinhTV City to TayNinhTV World, and this great condition for TayNinhTV World authorities in management and operation, soon bringing the TayNinhTV World government motto into effect in the coming time. And through this change, the local authorities have to create the conditions for the tourists to soon recognize the new government's motto and for the people to access the model of highly administrative procedures related to daily life. The new sites and new addresses with updated information gradually appear, contributing to the development of a new urban phase that is synchronous and comprehensive. And the first step is to put the two-level government motto into more effective operation.
And towards the 78th anniversary of the World Values and Motto Days, July the 27th of 1947, July the 27th of 2005, the Các nước Commune organized a delegation of vessels to visit and give the gifts to 34 policy families with difficult circumstances in the commune. At the visiting points, the local leaders kindly asked about the health and living conditions of the families and at the same time encouraged the relatives to continue promoting their revolutionary traditions, overcoming their own taste, actively participating in the party and government building, and contributing to the development of their homeland.
Cang Đức commune currently has about 900 policy families, of which 364 people are receiving regular allowances, and the commune has 13 Vietnamese herring mothers, the most typical of which is Đăng Thị Em, who is still healthy and being cared for by her family and the government also. In recent times, the care for the lives of the people with meritorious services has always been focused by the local party committee and the authority, with many practical activities showing a deep gratitude to those who sacrifice and contribute to the cause of national liberation and homeland construction.
TayNinhTV province had just set targets for trade and service development in 2025, with total retail sales of goods and service revenue expected to reach 240,000 billion Vietnam dong, an increase of more than 7% compared to 2024. This is one of the important economic indicators demonstrating the determination to boost purchasing power and improve service quality in the locality. To achieve this goal, the province will focus on strongly developing a modern retail distribution system, encouraging businesses to invest in standard shopping centers, supermarkets, convenience stores, and traditional markets. At the same time, TayNinhTV will accelerate digital transformation in business activities, connecting goods consumption through e-commerce platforms and cashless payment applications in order to attract domestic and international customers, creating additional stable revenue from the service sector.
And safety, transparency, time and cost savings, easy storage and management are the benefits that the parties receive when signing electronic contracts. With their broad advantages, electronic contracts are gradually becoming a popular trend applied by many businesses in TayNinhTV province in their business activities to improve the efficiency and increase the competitiveness also.
Previously, if she wanted to register for domestic water supply, Missy Lê Thị Cẩm Hướng had to bring many times up documents and go directly to Long An Water Supply and Drainage Joint Stock Company to sign the contracts. Now, with just a few simple steps on her smartphone, Missy Hướng can easily complete all procedures at home through electronic contracts. Compared to the traditional method, I have to go to the place to sign and proceed with the contract so that I can do the next step later. But with the electronic contract signing, I feel that the operation is very quick. I can do it anywhere, saving a lot of time. And after more than a year of implementation, Long An Water Supply and Drainage Joint Stock Company has initiated more than 5,000 one-way electronic water supply service contracts, and this affirms the effectiveness of the digital transformation solution in improving the quality of service to the people. We consider customer service as the core and necessary in digital transformation, so in the near future, these are also the points that the company will focus on developing more. Digitizing on the paper documents and especially the standardization process and digitizing the new water application processing process. And after we collect a lot of customer data, the data on network operations, we also hope to use the data to benefit the investment and development of the company. And the conversions from traditional contracts to electronic contracts not only helps the businesses improve operational efficiency, bring modern and convenient experiences to the customers, but also contribute to promoting the comprehensive digital transformation process of the province towards creating a dynamic and smart TayNinhTV in the digital age. And the Ministry of Construction has just issued a decision to merge a number of maritime port authorities aiming to streamline the organization and improve the management and operation efficiency of the maritime industry. especially Ho Chi Minh City Maritime Port Authority and Vũng Tàu Maritime Port Authority will be merged into Ho Chi Minh City Maritime Port Authority. And at the same time, Da Nang Maritime Port Authority and Quảng Nam Maritime Port Authority will be merged into Da Nang Maritime Port Authority. And the new units after the merger will be under the Vietnam Maritime and Waterways Administration and will officially operate under the new motto from August the 1st of 2025.
On July 19 in Hanoi, the Central Committee of the Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union, the Central Committee of the Vietnam Youth Union in coordination with Second Bank, organized the opening of the 6th Global Vietnamese Young Intellectuals Forum with the theme Global Vietnamese Young Intellectuals Contribute to the Country Entering a New Era. The forum was attended by more than 200 official delegates who are young Vietnamese intellectuals working and studying from 20 countries and territories. The delegates gathered here on wish to contribute their knowledge, solutions, and initiatives to help solve the country's problems, especially to characterize resolution number 57, dated December 22, 2024, of the Politburo on breakthroughs in science and technology development, innovation, and national digital transformation. The forum took place from July 19, 2021, with four main topics discussed: applying AI and new technology to improve labor productivity, innovative startups associated with green economy, adapting to global challenges, and developing cultural and educational foundations in the new era.
And ladies and gentlemen, since July the 1st of 2025, although there have been many changes in administrative boundaries, the transaction activities of the Social Policy Bank have still been smooth with the motto, accompanying the people in all circumstances, serving on-site, providing enthusiastic guidance. The Social Policy Bank branch intendant province and the transaction officers in the area have been rightly affirming their role as the solid bridge connecting between the policies and the beneficiaries.
With the motto, accompanying the people in all circumstances, serving on-site, providing enthusiastic guidance, the Social Policy Bank branch intendant province and transaction officers in the area have been rightly affirming their role as a solid bridge between the policies and beneficiaries. Immediately after implementing the policy of merging administrative boundaries, the Châu Thành Social Policy Bank Transaction Office has maintained a network transaction points, saving and loan groups, helping the people avoid interruption or confusion during the transaction process. And currently, the whole area has about 330 saving and loan groups operating stably. With this network, the people in remote area can still access policy capital right in their residential areas, and this proactive and flexible arrangement and close that here have easy access to the capital source of the policy bank, and through the cooperation between the group association, women's union, and the Hamlet chief. Now, the saving and loan groups has guided us very enthusiastically when accessing capital at the transaction point of the public bank nearest to where we live. During this transaction time, the staff of the policy bank also supports the people to contribute capital so that they can solve the problem of work with the cattle farming. Now you guys have also brought flocks to the people. One of the important factors contributing to bringing policy capital to the right people, the right needs, is the effective coordination between the Social Policy Bank and the social political organizations that receive the trust to notify each residential area about the transaction schedule, procedures, and list of hamlets under the authority. And this helps the people, especially the elderly who do not have access to information technology, who still be able to fulfill wraps of loan information. Regarding the trust work, we promptly wrap the policies of the policy bank and clearly notify the time, location, as well as the transaction schedule, the list of hamlets under the authority of the transaction point for the people to perhaps closely coordinate with the new authority to support in the confirming documents and loan procedures, ensuring that there are no problems in the administrative procedures. Identify policy credit activity is not just lending, but a long-term process of accompanying the people, especially the farmers. The staff of the policy bank and entrusted organization will continue to promptly grasp the needs, remove obstacles, and create the best conditions for the people to do business and develop. To ensure the right and convenient for the people when assessing preferential credit policies, the Tan Social Policy Bank continues to maintain 14 over 14 transaction points in the old communes as before. At the same time, the unit also maintains the operation for 330 savings and loan groups. The address information of the people is also automatically updated by the bank according to the new commune area. People do not need to re-declare or perform any additional procedures. And in the context of many changes in administrative boundaries, the proactiveness, flexibility, and dedication of the Tan Social Policy Bank Transaction Office is a clear demonstration of the spirit of leaving no one behind, and thereby contributing to bringing the preferential credit policies closer to the people, with all the sincerity and long-term companionship.
And that's all for today, TTV News. Thank you for being with us, and goodbye for now.